Praise Allah, all praise to the Most High, and then Yahweh, Basham, Yahushua, Rekorkadas. Today's lesson is going to be basics, a simplified version of the tree of good and evil, the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Last time we did the tree of life, today we're going to do the tree of knowledge of good and evil. We're going to start at Genesis 2:16. And the Lord God commanded the man, saying, of every tree of the garden thou mayest freely eat. Pay attention to that. In Genesis 2:16, it's talking about real trees. But then we go to 17. But the tree of knowledge of good and evil, thou shalt not eat of it. For in the day thou eatest thereof, thou shalt surely die. Now this other tree, it talks about the tree of knowledge. It's not a literal physical thing. This verse is talking about, it's not talking about a real tree. So the first one is talking about trees you can literally eat from. The second one is talking about knowledge or a type of information. You know, the knowledge comes from information and wisdom, or what you get. So, in other words, this knowledge, you shouldn't consume. You shouldn't consume. To better understand what this tree is, we have to go to Genesis 3:1-3. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord God had made. And he said unto the woman, yea, hath God said, ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden? And the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, midst means middle, God has said, ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. Now, this particular tree makes us mortal. This tree was death and mortality. If the tree of life is the inheritance of immortality, then this other tree, which is also in the middle of the garden, will be the inheritance of mortality. Will make you mortal. Now, when it says, pay attention, when it says, people might think, okay, well, might be a real fruit because it says, ye shall not touch it. When it says, don't touch it, it means don't entertain. So, you know how when a woman is being spoken to and she just ignore you, that's what we were supposed to do to this information. It wasn't supposed to listen to this person speak and what they were saying, because the information they was putting out was bullshit. Now, we were gods only knowing good, but with this new tree, this new information, we understand both good and evil. That's the knowledge aspect of it. But to know evil is to experience it. Now, instead of just experiencing good in paradise, we now have to also experience evil. So the serpent, we're going to go into him another day, kind of told the truth somewhat. The only thing he lied about is there being no penalty, nah, you ain't gonna die. But on the flip side, that's the aspect of good and evil. In its most basic form, how he started off. What'd he do? He told you something good, about some knowledge or wisdom, but then he lied. So the good aspect was the truth. the evil aspect was a lie. So in short, the knowledge of good and evil is really, in its basic sense, truth mixed with lies. Yes, it's philosophies and different cultures and all that, but in its most core, in the basic core, it's truth mixed with lies and real versus fabrication, truth versus fables. And you can see that all the way down to this day, where people can't understand the difference between the two. Like they can't understand the difference between real life and what they fantasize and want to be their life, what they want to be real. You know, what they want, you know, basically mixing fantasies. They confused about reality because nowadays, from this truth and lies, it's knowledge of good and evil. We got so people. The whole world is pretty much delusional now. Like when a grown man can run around saying he's a woman in a man's body and he want to get his penis cut off, and like instead of just counseling him, give him some medicine, like you actually go through with it, like that's not considered insane. But if a dude was running around in an Easter Bunny suit, offering kids his magical eggs, pretty sure he would have been put in a straitjacket. So this knowledge of good and evil is wrong. But really, the good aspect of it was just a slick way to set up the evil aspect, because the man or the tree that gave this information was purely wicked. He had no intentions, no modest intentions with the good information he gave. He only gave a little bit of good so he can lead you to the bad. That's why he gave you a little bit of good information to finesse you and lie to you into following into his one little lie. Because really, he wants you to fall into the lie. And if he just comes off as evil and just show you the appearance of evil firsthand, then you know that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? You know, so the lie was we wouldn't die. And but because of that, we had good and evil, and we had the knowledge of life at first, but now we had the knowledge of evil. And a good example of that is Moses, right? Good and evil came to him like in the form of the laws. Yeah, he was blessed for being able to get the laws, because the laws was going to allow him to build a kingdom, gain power. Like Moses don't realize, like people don't realize this side of it. Moses part of the seat, God power. Yeah, but what he used his power through Moses. So Moses actually had that power. So Moses literally was parting the sea like a fucking Jedi master. Right? That's what happens to our people. That's why they study us. That's why they trying to do DNA, get our blood, our bone marrow, because every race of people know the history of what we've done. We legends. But the only people that don't know is our people. So when he got the blessings, he was able to have power and shit. But on the flip side, he gotta go through the evil aspect too if he fuck up. And that's the curses, which is the good, the blessings, and the evil, the curses. Because you gotta understand, at one point, like, we were gods. And you can prove that in Psalms 82, 6. I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High. So, our Father is literally God himself. He's the Father of our people. It's not like, that's not a metaphor. That's literal. That's why our name is Israel, which means son of God. Power is princes of power. And power just means God. God means power. Or Yahshua Allah, prince of power, princes of God, prince of God. Because God will be king. And we as children, so we be princes. But what did it say? But ye shall die like men and fall like the princes. So, and the princes were the mortal men of the earth. And so now we die like mortal men. It wasn't meant, it was just planned overall, but the design of it by paper, you know what I'm saying? Let's say putting it on paper. It wasn't meant to happen, but by Most High's design, it was. So now, why do we all fall? We fall collectively because Adam committed this sin. Wherefore, as by one man sin entered into the world. Who is that man that sinned? Because the whole world was paradise at first. Who was the man that sinned? It was Adam. And death by sin. And so death passed upon all men, for that all have sinned. And why did his sins pass down to us? Because we as children. And for unto the law, sin was in the world, but sin is not imputed when there is no law. Nevertheless, death reigned from Adam to Moses, even over them that had not sinned, after the similitude of Adam's transgression, who was the figure of him that was to come. So Adam was, everyone sinned, and the man had to come back as Yahushua. And the man that is to come, Adam is a figure of the man that is to come. So that means the man that's the Messiah looks exactly like Adam. So why did he look exactly like Adam? Why is he the same figure as Adam? Because he is Adam. That's why he died for our sins, not because he just died, like just because he gave his only begotten son. Yeah, he gave his begotten son, but we are his begotten children. All of us, all the men, we are his begotten sons. He's just the first of us. It's like, the best way I can describe it is, I'm not sure if it's like Lord Slakia, if this is a harsh example, but best way I can say is like, if Adam was like the first werewolf and he had kids, then clearly we're gonna have the werewolf genes, because we all come from him. The same way, if he was the God, if he was one that had godhood and the gene is inside of him, then through his kids, we would also have the God gene. It's 15 minutes long, and he's shortening this up. This is the original sin. So since he didn't listen, and he chose to listen to his wife, which really, a lot of problems in life come from not checking your bitch, or letting a woman like lead you into things to satisfy her desire. And in this day and age, it's really puts it advantageous to set her to chase her desires, but also put her in danger and put everyone she knows in danger. But but um but um but since we listen to since he listened to his wife, who listened to evil, him and his descendants fell from godhood. So after the sin of Adam was received, Adam ended up receiving death. And through his bloodline, his lineage, his whole line had to die because of what he did. Godhood rules are a little bit more, is a lot more stricter than these mortal rules. And even then, it I don't know why people think the laws are hard to follow when they still follow the laws of the earth. And some people break them, but most of all, like most of the time, you follow the laws of the earth, or else you know you're going to jail or you're going to get locked up, you're going to get killed. And these laws are simpler than that. But these new laws are designed, speaking of the woman, it's designed for the woman to take advantage of you and spiritually, we are connected to our woman. And having that shit ripped apart from us, it causes man to go insane. So they start losing their sanity. And that's one of the biggest strategies. You know what I'm saying? Like giving that fruit to her to give a piece of that fruit to you, so that fruit can corrupt the tree, the base of the tree, the root of the tree. And we know the tree is a man. A tree represents man. That's why they got the phrase for the family tree. Because the tree is the man, and through him his roots sprout, his branches sprout, and he had kids. He's the basis of the tree. Each branch, each root comes from him. Until one of those seeds sprout a new tree, which would be another nation in some cases too, because you know certain men, like when they're born, they create new nations. Everything is about nations, nationality, not race. Race is a fairly new thing because everybody was dark skinned at one point. So the whole color thing, brothers got to get out of that shit. It's not just about skin tone no more. But skin tone can probably help you get an idea of a majority. But overall, when you get deeper in this thing, you got to start filtering out. I say skin tone, surface level. Then you got to go past that and start looking at the spirit, their mind. Then you can peep who's Israel the flesh. And then you can peep who seem like they're not Israel in the flesh, but they actually is Israel. And they show more signs of Israel than Judah or the kings of this earth or the Jews, like the dark skin, our brothers, some African Americans. And Judah, like, I guess, will be the epitome of what that race would look like, if anything, since they would be the kings. And like I know some brothers that are light tone brothers that actually were diligent is true. So anyway, I'm about to sum this up. So in short, what exactly is that fruit? In the last video, we know fruit is information. So what type of information was this? Oh man, we know a tree is a man. So what type of information was this tree giving out? Hosea 10 and 13. Ye have plowed wickedness, ye have reaped iniquity, ye have eaten the fruit of the tree of lies. I mean, the fruit of lies. You have eaten the fruit of lies. Because thou didst trust in thy way and the multitude of thy mighty men. This means like powerful men, leaders. But the fruit that we was eating from, the fruit, the information that was given to was lies. And it was lies that caused us to fall. So because we listen to lies, we all fall. And niggas still would rather listen to lies than the truth till this very day. Even though that's what's gotten us killed, what's made us immortal, what put us in slavery.
What?
Have you ever tasted truffles?
Yes.
Okay, tell me what something tastes like you haven't ever tried, that you've never tasted.
It tastes good.
Tell
me what crap tastes like.
You tell me what crap tastes like.
Probably bad. I don't
Probably
need to figure it out.
bad. Until you've tasted it, you don't know.
Yeah, no, until you've tasted it, you're a smart person. Once you've tasted it, you're a moron for eating crap. Idiot! Oh, what a loser!
What makes you think I haven't tasted crap?
Well, you probably have.
Okay, and if I had, wouldn't that give me the authority to tell you the taste?
No, that would make you a crap eater. What? Let's get some ice. Sensation.